Yo, guys, it's your boy Chris Lee. Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be matchmaking the winners and the losers of the most recent UFC card, which is UFC Baku. We're going to start off with the winners. So let's get right into the main event winner, which was Rafael Fiziev. I have Terrence McKinney here because I think the winner of Terrence McKinney and Bobby Green should fight Rafael Fiziev. And I believe the winner of that will be Terrence McKinney. Rafael just beat Manuel Torres. He was barely ranked. Like, he was teetering between number 16 and number 15 for the longest time. Yes, it was an impressive win, but he's also 1-4 in his last five, or 2-3 in his last five? The winner of McKinney, Green, whoever it is, regardless if it's Green or McKinney, they deserve a ranked opposition. I don't think they're going to give Fiziev any benefit. I don't think they really see much stock in him. So they're going to give him someone that has marketability. Bobby Green versus Fiziev is a really cool matchup. McKinney versus Fiziev is a really cool matchup. Yes, you could give Fiziev someone above him in the rankings, but the lightweight division is so well booked right now, and almost all the fighters in the top 10 are booked. Fiziev has to fight down, and the people below him are going to be fighting other people soon. So I think this is a smart matchup. McKinney and Green both do relatively quick turnarounds, so you could get a end of the year fight between these two. Sorry about that if you noticed a cut in the video. I had like a sneeze attack. My allergies are acting up, and I just can't stop sneezing. Moving into the co-main event, winner Sharamagomedov. He deserved. That was a horrible fight against Mikhail Pereira. Arguably should have lost due to a point deduction, but he won, and I don't think this win gives him a ranked opposition. He hasn't looked good in either of his last two fights. Nearly got chinned by Andre Barrier, nearly got chinned by Mikhail Pereira. You don't give him a ranked opposition. You give him someone that's also fighting to be ranked in their next fight. You give him Edmund Shabazian, the Battle of the Gingers. Winner of this will get a chance to get in the rankings again. Edmund Shabazian's coming off of a pretty okay loss to Brendan Allen, where he had an arguable decision robbery. Shar Bullet's always gonna be a entertaining striker. This won't be wrestling heavy, and this would just be an interesting matchup. I don't really know who else you give Shar. You can't give him a can. You can't give him a ranked opponent. You got to get him somewhere in the middle ground with a name. Edmund Shabazian. Arguably, I think Shabazian wins this fight. I think the boxing of Shabazian would really give Shara problems. Yeah, this is the fight I'm going to make. Moving on to the featured fight of the evening. Mateusz Camilo. Oh yeah, Mateusz Camilo. Very early stoppage win against Nakeem Sadikov. I didn't think that fight should have been stopped. Nakeem was arguably was intelligibly defending himself, but the fight got stopped. He's finally on track. Camilo has had a very up and down career in the UFC, losing to Gabe Green and then beating Sadikov, who's like a top 20 lightweight in the world. Give him Drew Dober. Drew Dober's kind of like a gatekeeper to high level lightweights. If Drew Dober beats Camilo, you can give Drew Dober someone in the top 15. If Camilo wins, you can give him one more unranked person and get him on the right track, because he is a very entertaining striker. He's very powerful, pretty dynamic. Drew Dober's always fun. I follow him on Instagram. He's very motivational. He's just kind of like a chill dude. I would pick Drew Dober to win in this fight. I don't see Camilo chinning Dober, and I think Dober's pressure and Camilo's lack of a gas tank would really have an interesting clash. Asu Almabayev dominated Charles Johnson and got, like, what is it, the third ever Suliarv stretch submission. You have to give him someone above him. Give him Kyoji Horiguchi. Everyone above Asu is kind of already match made in the flyweight division. You have you have Brendan Royval versus Loner Kavanagh. You have Tyra uh, being out for a long time because of how much damage he took. You have Pantoja versus Van, and then you have Cap waiting for Van, Pantoja winner. So it's kind of a logjam. You can make a contender out of whoever wins this fight. Kyoji's coming off of a KO loss. Almabayev obviously got that dominating victory over Charles Johnson. Interesting stylistic matchup. I don't know who I'd favor. I'd probably go Kyoji. But this is a pretty cool fight. Both of them are Asian. Well, honestly, I don't know if Almabayev is considered Asian, but he's like Mongolian, it looks like. Not Mongolian, but he's from that region rather than like Korea or Japan. So, give him Kyoji. Why not? Ikram Aliskerov beat Bruno Ferreira. Very boring fight. Uh, what this represents, I know Jared Cannonier is currently booked to go against Christian Leroy Duncan. This is just get him the loser of that fight, which I think is going to be Jared Cannonier. So you're going to give him either CLD or Jared Cannonier. Cannonier is like a gatekeeper of the middleweight top 15. He's still very good at the age of 42. Ikram shows that he's very well rounded. I underestimated him. He proved me wrong. He deserves a ranked opposition. I think he's number 15 in the world. I think Cannonier is like 12. Pretty solid jump up in competition. If he wins this, he can start progressing up in the rankings, but this would still be a tough fight for him. Abus Magomedov. Abus called out Izzy after beating Mikel Olenjacek. I don't think Mikel is an impressive win. I don't think Abus should even be in the rankings. I think this is a fight that I booked right after Vicente beat Gastelum. I think after Vicente beats Tresean Gore, they would both be in kind of line for a top 15 opponent. Book this fight in the meantime, and the winner of this should get whoever is available in the top 15. Abus is very good, but Vicente has kind of the perfect game to nullify Abus. And obviously, you want someone who's entering the top 15 to be on a win streak. Abus just lost to Joe Pyfer in his previous fight. You don't want to give him a top 15. I don't think Izzy's a good matchup for him. I think this is an interesting fight. Farman Hassanov should fight Victor Valenzuela. There's not much to say about this. Victor Valenzuela's beat Max Griffin a while ago. Farman just dominated a can and Eric Nolan. Why not match them up against each other? There's not much to say about this. Abdul Rahman Yakayev. Yes, I know you're going to tell me this is a massive jump up in competition. Abdul Rahman Yakayev clearly needs a massive jump up in competition. He's like number, 14 in the world now. Dominic Reyes is number 9, I think. Dominic Reyes is coming off one of the worst UFC fights of all time against Johnny Walker. I don't think you do him any favors. I think you tell him, if you can beat Yakayev, we'll give you the title shot. I think that's how you get him in this fight. And I think Yakayev chins him in the first 2.5 minutes. Yakayev is different. Yakayev's really good. This is another fight that I've wanted to make for a while. Because I think Dominic Reyes is really high level, but his chin is just a massive problem. And I don't know who else you give Abdul Yakayev. You want to give him a notable name because he's a big star. He has multiple under 25-second KOs. He has what, the seventh fastest UFC KO now. He is from Dagestan, or from that region. He's gonna be a star. You want him in the light heavyweight. You want him to get up. He fights very often. You want to propel him. Give him Dominic Reyes. Nursultan Ruzibayev. Ruzibayev choked the life out of Puliaev, like I predicted. Nursultan's really good at middleweight. He moved. Is he at welterweight or middleweight? I think he's at middleweight now. Yeah, I think this is at middleweight. I don't think you give him a top 15 because there is kind of a logjam of people who need ranked opposition at middleweight. I think you give him yet another gatekeeper of the top 15. You give him Jack Hermanson. If he can get past the crafty Joker vet test, you give him a ranked opponent. This is a good fight. Honestly, Ruziboyev would chin him, I think. But you need to, keep people active, but don't give them easy. Like, don't just throw them into the top 15 and have them lose. Build them up, have them get a good win, then throw them into the deep end. I don't want to talk about this. Con Offley's like one of my least favorite UFC fighters. I hate him after what he did to Ying Zhang. Curtis Campbell is he got fucked up by Danny Silva, but that was a horrible stylistic matchup. Con Offley's never gonna get a good opponent in my opinion. I'm never gonna give him someone in the rankings. Curtis Campbell needs an opponent to come back to after losing to Silva. Give him Con Offley, because Con Offley's kind of a notable name now. Daniil Donchekov should fight Nicholas Dalby. Dalby, was it Dalby or Rebecki that lost to Grant Dawson recently? I think Dalby's coming off of a win against like a touted prospect from Dagestan. I don't know his name. I forget, but I think he was undefeated. And then he lost like a robbery decision to Dalby. Daniil needs a better opponent. He's fought only cans in the UFC. So let's give him a crafty vet test, a durable dude. Give him someone that will test him to see if he can go all 15 minutes. Yes, he had that Alex Morono fight, but Morono was a punching bag. Dalby won't give up. He will stay in that fight for all 15 minutes. He'll mix in the wrestling. This is a really good test for Daniil, and to see if he's actually worth putting stock into. I think this is the fight you make. Gene Matsumoto had a Fight of the Year contender with, what's his name? Bezdak Almakhan. Great fight. Daniel Santos needs an opponent to fight after Willie Cat, right? This is Willie Cat? This is at bantamweight, I believe, right? Yeah. Willie Cat just got knocked out cold by Dooho Choi. Gene Matsumoto is on a 2-fight win streak? Is it on a 2-fight win streak or a 1-fight win streak? Regardless, Daniel Santos needs to step down in competition. Gene Matsumoto needs to step up in competition. This would be a fucking crazy fight with the amount of volume and power that Daniel Santos throws everything with the durability and cardio of Gene Matsumoto. Both of them have elite wrestling. I think this would be a really, really fun fight. Tahir Abdullah, what's his name? He has such a shit fight, I forgot. Yeah, Tahir Abdullah Kayev. Give him Ty Miller. I mean, Ty Miller's a really high-level boxer. He beat Adam Fugit like a year ago and has never been heard of again. Tahir took no damage in that fight. Booked this for October in Abu Dhabi. Why not? Moving on to the losers of UFC Baku. The main event loser, Manel Torres, just booked the murder of Beneil Dariush again. They're gonna do it. They're gonna give Beneil to the murderer. Might as well be Torres. Torres lost a lot of stock in that fight. Might as well start building him back up because he is actually really high level. Just Rafael Fiziev was a really bad stylistic matchup for him. Give him. This was the original fight. Just rebook it. Why not? Mikel Pereira versus Marco Tulio. Tulio is coming off of a back-to-back KO losses. Is it KO losses? No, he almost got KO'd by Kopylov. Coming off back-to-back losses. Pereira is still somewhat entertaining in the first round. Tulio has a very compromised chin. This is winnable for both fighters. Both start very fast. Both are very dynamic, throw a bunch of wild strikes. It would be interesting for as long as it lasts. I doubt this would go the distance. I'm leaning Michael Tulio, but this is just very entertaining. Nazim Sadikov should fight Esteban Ribovic. Ribovic, this is just a dream fight for me, honestly. Like, judging from where these two are in their careers, I don't think this is the right matchup. But if you want to have a crazy volume fight, this is the fight. Rewatch that Nicholas Mata fight with Nazim Sadikov, and then rewatch that Zellhuber fight with Ribovic. Crazy fight. This would be fight of the year guaranteed. Both fighters average like 8 significant strikes per minute. Both have decent chins. This would just be a crazy output fight, and Ribovic is coming off of a loss. I think Ribovic is fighting someone. I have to check really quickly, but I think Esteban Ribovic has a fight coming up, but I think he's going to win that. And then, yeah, he has a fight against Edson Barboza booked for Sacramento, I believe. Yeah, August 15th, UFC 330. I think Ribovic is going to destroy Edson Barboza. And then this fight kind of makes more sense because Nazim Sadikov is still in that like top 23 of the UFC lightweight division. Ribovic needs to get on a win streak if he wants to get back in the UFC rankings. This is a fight to make. Charles Johnson should fight Mitch Raposo. Charles Johnson's still like a pretty high level test for most UFC fighters. And I feel like Mitch Raposo is the type of fighter to get knocked out cold by Charles Johnson. And I don't know what about Mitch Raposo it is, but I don't like him. And I want to see him get knocked out. He lost me money against Alan Nascimento. Yeah, Charles Johnson also lost me money, but I'm not going off the meta rankings because if we're going off the meta rankings, this fight makes no sense because Charles Johnson is completely unranked. And Mitch Raposo is like number 8 in the world. Those fucking rankings are so bad, bro. How is Kevin Borjas 1-4 in his last 5 fights, number 9 in the world? Like, genuinely some of the worst rankings I've ever seen. But going off the normal media rankings, this is the fight you should make. Because Raposo's on a 2-fight win streak against one of the dark horses of the division, Alan Nascimento. Charles Johnson's on a 1-fight losing streak against number, 8 in the world. This is a good fight. Bruno Ferreira versus Roman Kopylov. Let's see if Bruno Ferreira could crack the chin of Roman Kopylov. This is just a really interesting striking fight. Both of them are really fun strikers. I think I would lean Kopylov to win this fight because Kopylov just has more weapons than Ferreira. But Ferreira could, and they're both, again, I'm booking a lot of these, because Ferreira is not getting a ranked fight. Kopylov is not getting a ranked fight. You book these two, they're right back in that top 18 of the welterweight division or middleweight of the division, middleweight division. Kopylov's really good. Ferreira's really good. Just book this fight. Why not? Yeah, Mikel's fighting Malkoun. Jesus, if Mikel doesn't knock out Jacob Malkoun, that'd be a shocker. Malkoun had one of the worst performances I've seen him have against GM3. Mikel was on his way to get a ranked fight before that loss to Abus. Jacob Malkoun is on a 3-fight win streak. So if to gain momentum back, you have to give Mikel a warm-up fight before you give him someone higher level. Give him Malkoun, who has almost no punching power, but is a high-level wrestler. Test if Mikel actually has improved his wrestling defense. Cut Eric Nolan. Yes, I know people are saying cut Julius Walker, but I want to see this fight. Cut one of them. Tell them when they're matchmaking, If he loses, you're never stepping foot in the octagon again. Kevin Christian, the worst UFC light heavyweight of all time. Possibly, very possibly the worst ever UFC fighter of all time. Julius Walker has the capabilities to be good, but he's shit and he is terrible. And he's on a 2-fight losing streak. Both KOs. Kevin Christian, both KOs. Booked the fight, loser gets kicked out of the UFC. Winner gets kicked out of the UFC. Neither of them should be in the UFC. Have them have one last fight. Get them the fuck out. Winner of this doesn't get old yellowed and behind the stadium. Other one gets to go fight in the fucking LFA. Andre Pulyaev gets cut from the UFC. He got submitted by Ruzibayev, and he had one of the worst fights against Atiba Gutierrez. I said this when I was breaking down the card. Pulyaev, the only reason he got another fight was because he went to decision with Gutierrez. Now that he got destroyed by Nuri Sultan, they're just going to cut him. Javier Reyes is so much worse than I thought he was. He cannot defend his chin at all. He has no head movement, horrible chin. Give him a really slick striker in Joe Sang-yu, the baby Korean zombie. I really am a fan of Yu. He's high level. He got knocked out cold by Daniel Santos, but Daniel Santos was losing that fight. I think this is a great fight. Reyes is somewhat of a known name. Ju Sang-yo is a known name in Korea. For that market would be really highly valuable if he would be on a win streak. I think this is the fight you make. Theodore, what's his name? Theodore Burgundy had a pretty decent performance against Don Chekhov. He didn't get knocked out cold in the first round. He had moments. He was landing big shots. Don't cut him from the UFC. He is actually pretty decent. Give him Jose Enrique, who's coming off of a win against Ding Ming. Both of them need to really show that they actually are UFC level. Yes, Enrique has a win, but he beat Ding Ming. So, just book this fight. Why not? Oh, this is a great fight. Cody Haddon is probably the highest level of unranked bantamweight in the world right now. He's like a baby Nate Diaz, but more technical and better everywhere. Besides jiu-jitsu. Bezmak is one of the best unranked bantamweights. Incredibly good boxer. Arguably beat Jin Matsumoto. Don't punish him too hard. Give him Cody Haddon, who is coming up the rankings right now. I can't believe I picked Malcolm Wellmaker over Cody Haddon in that fight. Just book this one. And then Jefferson Nascimento should get shot dead behind the stadium. If you guys like this video, thank you for watching. Please comment who you'd book these guys against. Bye.